Welcome everyone to another episode of not only Magnificent but the Rambler Diaries. As you can see me. Very happy for you to be here and watching, or if you are using the audio part, maybe you're at work or something like that. You're listening to it, which hopefully you can hear me okay. But I mean, a lot has been happening. Just had two previous guests. I got another one coming up, and I'm going to try and get a little bit more guests during this Christmas season and see what we can do with that. But I'm really excited for a former colleague or classmate from radio school coming on. And hopefully you can tune into that and check it out. It will be another video like this. We'll be chatting back and forth. And so I'm really excited about that. But, other than that, I mean, can you tell me that these Christmas wrapping and the Christmas buying is not stressful right now? I know for a fact for me, it is a little bit. I actually had to go track one down at a advanced auto parts store because I guess UPS was late or missed me. So I had to go track that down, and that was stressful enough. I ended up getting uh, a Macy's box, and I was like, okay, that's not mine. And as I looked and it said Becky on it, and I'm like, okay, this isn't mine. So I had to go back in. Good thing is I didn't leave the parking lot. So I went back in and I told the lady who gave me the box previously, I'm like, this isn't mine. And so she ended up going to grab a box that was mine and it had my name on it. I'm like, really? You didn't check at all to see that, Matthew, Becky, you know, of course we had the same address, and I mean it was a neighbor of mine, and I even offered to grab it for her, and they said that they had to keep it at the store. So good deed, not being done, I guess. But another thing about being a good deed, there the quote that I always bring up is, do the right thing when nobody is looking. I'm sure majority of people have heard that growing up. I know I have multiple times. Um, and I tried doing that yesterday. I was trying to look for another package, but then a guy, looking all fragile and very, you know, kind of worried, I guess you could say, came up to me. He goes, "Hey, man," he goes, "can you take me to the UPS store?" He goes, "I'm trying to deliver a package to my son." And of course, he didn't have the package on him. So I was like, "Where's the package?" And so he goes, "Oh, hold on, real quick." Runs up to his apartment, which is in the same apartment complex as mine, brings down the package, and then he starts shaking it. I'm like, what? And I'm hearing jingle bells in there. I'm like, okay, jingle bells for your son. Okay, I get it. It's a Christmas present, and maybe an ornament or whatnot. But he, as I noticed, he was just frantically just wanting to get to the UPS store. So I really didn't have much going on. I had to do laundry, later in the day. But I'm like, okay, now is the time to be, to be a good person and to try and do the right thing. So I gave the guy a ride. Now I'm sure you're saying, "Matt, what are you doing? Like, it's a total stranger. Didn't you hear, the saying, don't talk to strangers and, stranger danger and all that stuff?" Yeah, I know. But the thing is like the guy was a really old guy, and he said that his son lived in a different state. And I mean, I've been there trying to get a gift to somebody who lives out of state, and making sure that they get it at least for the Christmas season. So I tried to do my best to do that for the guy. Um, and on the way there we're having conversation, and he's telling me this heartbreaking story of how his son is mentally handicapped and he can't feed himself and he's nonverbal, and he loves jingle bells, and how him and his wife are separated or divorced or whatever, and she's taking care of him in Maryland and he's here in Michigan. and it just broke my heart, and it made me feel happy to do this for him. And I'm not trying to be, hey, look at me or anything. I'm just trying to set the example and, lead by example, as I've also heard growing up. So, but, after hearing this guy's story and, realizing that he had cancer, and it just made me feel for this guy, and the fact that he was trying to get this package to his son, even though he was going through so much, and seeing how much a parent's love really is. um it just made me feel like I was truly doing the right thing. Um, and then realizing that he's also a Notre Dame fan, just like myself. And the fact that, he was telling me, he's like, hey, man, he goes, can I, give you money or buy you dinner or get you a Red Lobster gift card or something? I was like, no, dude. I was like, this is just from the heart. I was like, the fact that you got to do this for your son, that's all that matters. So he's like, you're a bad motherfucker. And I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But, I'm just trying to do, just do the right thing. He goes, man, you're going to be in my prayers. And I'm like, yeah. And same to you. And I said, I have a feeling that you could, beat this cancer. And he's like, yeah, they gave me 1 year and look at me now. It's been 2, maybe 4 years. I can't remember, but, he's like, yeah, it's been this many. He goes, I'm kicking its ass. And I'm like, absolutely. Go for you, buddy. Go, kick cancer's ass. Absolutely. So, but I mean, with that, I was just like, okay, I did the right thing. Now, granted, he kept going on and on and on. I'm like, oh my god, okay, like, thanks, but I was still trying to be nice and and treat the guy like a human being. And that's another thing that we all got to do is, treat others the way we would like to be treated in a time of need. Especially being with the Christmas season, people are giving canned food or giving back to the homeless and stuff like that. But I almost feel like we shouldn't be doing it only on Christmas, only on Thanksgiving, or during the holiday season. We should be doing it year round. And the fact that we should all be better people. Yes, if we got stuff going on, I understand, you're in a hurry and whatnot. But if you see somebody in need, help them out. Just be a good person, because I, one of my teachers used to say, you bring good juju, you'll get juju back. Miss Marshall, if you're watching this, shout out to you. So, but, yeah, exactly. Having good juju, and the fact that, if you do good things should come back to you. And I'm not also saying, um, do it because you might get something in return. Do it because it is the right thing. And if you can, and it makes you feel good. It's almost like giving a Christmas present on, Christmas morning to a friend or a family member, and seeing their reaction. That's all that matters, is doing what comes from the heart and just seeing that reaction and knowing that it feels good. Um, but speaking of Christmas, um, so all of you have seen the 1990 movie Home Alone. If you haven't, you must be living under a rock, or you just don't like it. Totally understandable. But there was this thing. I was standing in the grocery store, and I'm scrolling through Facebook as the line is continuing to go. And I saw this thing on Facebook, and I wanted to share it with you. So when the scene where Kevin McCallister is in the grocery store and he's buying all those groceries, he comes up to the scanner, and it says here that Kevin McCallister's grocery list is the iconic movie Home Alone release in the let me start that over. Messed up, unedited. Let's try it again. Did I mention my reading level was at about a fourth grade level? Now you know. So it says here, Kevin McCallister's grocery list in the iconic movie Home Alone, released in 1990, which included a half gallon of milk, a half gallon of orange juice, a TV dinner, bread, frozen mac and cheese, laundry detergent, cling wrap, toilet paper, a pack of army men, and dryer sheets cost the character played by Macaulay Culkin $19.83. Last year of 2022, the same grocery list cost $44.40. And this year, it costs a whopping $72.28 in 2023. Inflation, let's just say it, it's a bitch. Okay. Now, the good thing is that with prices of groceries, hopefully for most of you, the pay raise is higher. Now, I understand some of you may not be able to pay for groceries. I know for a fact I couldn't for the longest time. I used to kind of have to, work above my means and then pretty much, every couple of weeks just go all out. And I was spending about $200 on groceries. So that, I mean, alone just makes your pocket and your wallet just go, oh, God. So I understand where you're coming from. The good thing is when I was at the grocery store is I could afford everything, and I was just like, cool, got all I needed, and then I could probably get some, next week or something like that. Um, but the fact that you know, so the fact being that we all, need to look out for one another. That's the biggest thing. And hopefully you're having a good Christmas season. My brother and his girlfriend went to Detroit and got to check out the village. I forget what it's called, but they got to go. I think they went ice skating. If not, they went and checked out the different tents and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of still lights and stuff like that to check out. Of course, at Rochester, down Main Street, as well as going to Davison and doing the horse and carriage. If you're looking for a cute date, definitely do that. I still have yet done that, but hopefully you enjoy yourself if you ever go, um, and everything like that. But yeah, so Christmas season is just literally around the corner. I can taste it. I can feel it. Uh, and as you can see, got everything all decorated. I got the tree up. I got even on my guitars the Santa hats. So if you can check those out, and and I know it's so weird to deal with this. The fact that I can see, well, I can't see you. I feel like Steve from Blue's Clues. But the fact that you can see me and I guess see what I look like, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, it's just so cool to have this going on. So, but I also got a new mic. If you can hear me clearly, awesome. And you know, uh, didn't cost me much, but definitely needed a new mic. If you've heard in past episodes, my mic kept going out, and I thought it was the XLR cord, but no, it could have been the mic. I'm not exactly sure, but definitely need a new mic if I wanted to keep going with the content. So, sporting a new hat and definitely was working it for a Christmas party. That was fantastic. Did you know that the 12 Days of Christmas can be turned into a drinking game? Yeah. Uh, Definitely don't do it to where everybody drinks, when the gifts of Christmas are said, because I'm promising you this. You will feel like there is a rock in your stomach. So instead of having that feeling, do what we did the second time, because we tried to do the first one and it didn't work out. Everybody looked at each other and was like, not a good idea. So pretty much what we did was we ended up doing what I call the train, which I started with Partridge in a Pear Tree, and then somebody else did, the turtle doves, and it just kept going down. And then each time it was said, somebody would take a drink, and then that was a lot better. And I think a lot of people enjoyed that. So, um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been pretty eventful. Pretty eventful. I still have 3 different gifts to arrive by mail. Of course, now everybody's ordering on Amazon or online now instead of going to the stores. I had to do 2 store visits recently, so did that for my mom as well as my brother. So hopefully I got the right ones that they wanted. So who knows? Um, but yeah. So I'm excited for them to see their gifts, and yeah. So but yeah. So hopefully I can put this little part of a clip or something like that on social media for everybody to check out, and then listen to the whole episode, and then even more episodes. So but again, it's going to be somewhat of a shorter episode. Figured I'd try this out and see what you think of it. If you like the old audio, then let me know. If you like the new video, even then, let me know. Just send me a message on Instagram or the Facebook page at Magnificent Podcast, and also send me a message or even like a Christmas story. What's one of your Christmas stories that you've been having to deal with this past week, and maybe I can read it on air and and see what everybody else thinks of it. So, but yeah, send me an email at magnificentpodcast@gmail.com. And if I don't speak to you one on one again, Merry Christmas, and I will see ya later.